What is going on, everyone? Now that we've had 24 hours to digest the Houston Texans' dominant victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 37-17 was the final score. DeMeco Ryans gets his first win as head coach of the Houston Texans. I love the post-game speech where owner Cal McNair gave him the game ball. But what I loved most from yesterday's victory, it was the young Houston Texans players making an impact. C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, Henry Tua, Will Anderson Jr., a player we forgot about, Brevin Jordan. I am more excited for this Houston Texans team led by head coach DeMeco Ryans. Welcome, everyone, to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, so make sure you guys are following me on my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And if you are new here to the channel, welcome. Trying to hit 8,000 subscribers by week 4 or 5. Please help me get there, and thank y'all so much for watching. But first, some Houston Texans injury updates. This time, it's good news. Jalen Petrie is set to return to practice this week after missing the past 2 games to a bruised lung that occurred in week 1 against the Ravens. Getting Jalen Petrie back is huge. One of the best young safeties in the NFL, a captain of your entire team. This week, you're going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, Najee Harris, a very good tight end. They will be a tough test against this Houston Texans defense and head coach DeMeco Ryans. But this is going to be the first time the fans see Jalen Petrie and Jimmy Ward play a football game together. I am so hyped, and I am more confident going into week 4 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, with the rest of this young Houston Texan core, it leaves you excited. It leaves you hopeful. And it starts with your rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Because he's already the best rookie quarterback. But he is now one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm going to go out there and say it. C.J. Stroud needs to be the leading candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He has already shown the Houston Texans and its fan base that he is the franchise quarterback. He is their guy. But what he's done in the past 3 weeks, no offensive linemen, 4 out of the 5 starters out, 2 players. Laramie Tunsil, your Pro Bowl left tackle, and Titus Howard, one of the best right tackles in the NFL. He has not had them, yet C.J. Stroud continues to ball, and he is already making history. In his first 3 career starts, 3rd with the most passing yards, behind Cam Newton, Justin Herbert, and he is in front of Patrick Mahomes. Another stat, C.J. Stroud, the most passing attempts without an interception. He doesn't turn the ball over. He is dicing up NFL defenses. C.J. Stroud is becoming a superstar right in front of our eyes. Maybe I am drinking the Kool-Aid. This is still the beginning of the NFL season. But if you would have told me you expected this from C.J. Stroud in training camp or right after we drafted him, I would have called you a liar. The Houston Texans offense has been successful because of C.J. Stroud. Not only do you have no help from the O-line, but you received no help from the running game. Yesterday was their best outing, and the leading rusher was Devin Singletary with 41. C.J. Stroud is putting this team on his back. In the game yesterday against the Jacksonville Jaguars, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 118.8 QBR rating, damn near perfect. But he was able to dissect the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. He was able to find rookie wide receiver Tank Dell, who had himself a phenomenal day. 5 catches, 145 yards, 1 touchdown. Is he the Houston Texans' next deep threat? A deep pass in the first quarter and a 68-yard bomb to put the nail in the coffin went untouched. Tank Dell is a weapon. Last week, 70 yards against the Colts after not really getting a lot of love in week 1. The Houston Texans wanted to give Noah Brown a chance, but Tank Dell has ran away with his opportunity. And now in back-to-back weeks, 2 games over 70 yards, 2 games, 2 touchdowns, Tank Dell is special. And you now also have to look at Tank Dell as a potential candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. The Houston Texans are hidden right now on their draft picks. When was the last time you were able to say that? Jared Patterson, your late round draft pick, has risen up to the occasion. Next man up mentality, has been your starting center the past couple of weeks, and yesterday against the Jacksonville Jaguars was his best game. PFF wise, was the highest graded Texans O-lineman, an 83.7 pass blocking grade and a 76.3 run blocking grade. No sacks allowed. My favorite play yesterday, the first deep pass to Tank Dell between 3 Jaguar defenders. Look at Jared Patterson just stonewalled the Jags D lineman. He was not moving an inch. Can he keep this up? Now, we all know the starting center is going to be Juice Scruggs, right? Who the Texans traded up for in the second round. But let me throw out this idea. What if Juice Scruggs come back and you move Jared Patterson to left guard? He's played left guard in college. Left guard right now is your biggest need for this Houston Texans offensive line. And right now, I trust Jared Patterson more than I trust the other backup offensive lineman. So when Juice Scruggs come back healthy next week, I would entertain that idea. And with the rest of these young players on offense, Nico Collins only had 34 yards yesterday, but in the first 2 weeks, showed you he can be a #1 wide receiver with a fantastic 146-yard performance against the Indianapolis Colts. Second-year running back Dameon Pierce, only 31 yards on the ground, 28 receiving yards. Look, we know he is going to get going once this offensive line gets healthy, but it is just that bad, ladies and gentlemen. But Dameon Pierce found himself in the end zone and is finding ways to get involved and make plays for this Texans offense. And then Brevin Jordan, where the hell have you been? A no-show throughout training camp. I didn't see him out there. Didn't really see him in the preseason, but found himself in the Brev zone yesterday. Another red zone touchdown for the tight end. Man, quite honestly, we haven't seen Brevin Jordan in a number of years. But shout out to him for finding a way to stay on this football team. We were calling him a potential cut candidate, but finding a way to make some plays. Getting a touchdown, helping CJ Stroud out. And he had the quote of the day yesterday. The best thing that the Houston Texans could have done was win that game against the Indianapolis Colts so that they could draft CJ Stroud. That is absolutely crazy. But I am excited that Brevin Jordan is having himself some fun. Now, switching to the young players on the Texans defense. Henry To'oTo'o, starting linebacker. Who would have thought? But with the recent injury to Denzel Perryman, Henry To'oTo'o was thrown out there and was tied for team lead in tackles with 10. We all know him and Christian Harris are going to be your 2 starting linebackers of the future, the same as they were with the Alabama Crimson Tide. But Henry To'oTo'o was someone who we saw at training camp get a lot of opportunities with the starters. And hey, week 3, and you get your first start last week. I believe Henry To'oTo'o started as well. He just needs to change that ugly 39 number, man. I do not like that. Will Anderson Jr. blocking a field goal, that just doesn't happen. That is a freak type of play. I no longer want to hear anyone complain about trading up for Will Anderson Jr. He has been electrifying. And I know some fans are not happy that he only has 1 sack right now. But if you look, he is getting double teamed. They are putting the tight end on his side. They are bringing in running backs to chip him. Will Anderson Jr. is going to get loose, I promise you. But this is what you wanted to see from your number 3 overall pick. Find a way to change the game. And what did the Houston Texans do after they recovered that blocked field goal? They went down there and scored the football. This Houston Texans team, I feel like it is on the verge of becoming something really special. And yes, it is just 1 win against the Jaguars, a division rival. You've owned them the past number of years. But your young core stood out. Your coaching staff looked really good. and you just straight out beat them in all three phases of the football game. I am hyped for the rest of this season. Bring me the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, you guys let me know how y'all feel about this young Houston Texans talent making some plays. Go Houston Texans. And for more content, follow me for more. Y'all have a very blessed day.